Hello, everyone. My name is Wellington Gomez. I am the founder of the Reality Rundown, and this is Reality Right After. You're
Well,
joining me today along with my superstar host, Ricky.
of course, the doll. Follow me everywhere on Ricky B. At Ricky B. Sorry.
Chase.
What's going on, everybody? Follow me, the girl, the mouth of the South, at Urban B Music on all social media platforms.
Kadian.
Hi, everybody. Follow me at Kadian underscore on all social media platforms.
And last but not least, Kay.
Hi everyone, you can follow me at underscore K King everywhere you want to follow me.
Period. So right now we're gonna get to the show. Chase, take it away.
Yes, honey. Let's get into this TTT. That is the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip for the first ever Reality Rundown TV recap, honey. Try saying that 3 times fast, why don't you? So let's get into the cast, honey, okay? What do we think about the show, first of all, guys?
So I think that the show is something that we've always wanted to see. The reality rundown always posts things about the girls coming together and not being able to also come together on a show. And I think that for the first time ever, for us to have an all-star season, how with the heavy hitters of all of these franchises, I was in love. I was in love. I loved it. That was my overall feeling. Katie?
I definitely think this was something that was needed. We finally got it, and it was a hit, and I cannot wait to see more.
Yeah, it definitely was a hit. I thought I wasn't going to see it for a few of the cast members, but I thought they really meshed well and made some good cross-functional drama. So I really enjoy seeing the OGs spar with one another from different franchises.
Yeah, and being able to see how they came together, like the different personalities. Like I feel like everybody was kind of different from how they were on their regular shows, and maybe even showing a different side of them. And I think that was very nice to see.
I
Yeah.
totally agree, Kay. We saw different sides of all of them. And speaking of which, let's talk about some of the ladies whose different sides that we liked and some of whose we did not like. I want to start with, let me see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one of these girls has to go, honey? Let's start with Kyle Richards. What do we think about Kyle Richards?
So Cal Richards, for me, I was mad that she was the only person from Beverly Hills that was on it. Let's just start with that. Because if you're gonna give me two girls from every franchise, why is Cal Richards on it by herself? It kind of gives her like a position as to like, oh, I'm here representing my own franchise. Like I don't need two people. And I feel like they could have been a little bit more balanced with that sense.
Kyle was Kyle. I think that she showed up as herself. I do think that amongst the other girls, she translated a little underwhelming in comparison to like how other girls showed up. You know how like when you watch people on their franchises, they're like a hit, and then when you see them, you have all the alphas in one room. You kind of see who bubbled to the top, and so I think Kyle showed up as Kyle, and she gave what Kyle gives, and so I think she did well. But
I absolutely agree, Ricky. Kyle was just exactly like herself. In Beverly Hills, she does not outshine the other girls. And she just plays her OG role there. And I think here she was more so of a peacemaker, trying to get everybody to come together and do the little activities, etc. But Kyle did not do it up like the rest of the ladies did. She didn't get no big arguments, no fights.
I mean, I could have loved to see her though doing some fights. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Kate.
I mean, I want to say she never really does. Like, and as far as like her being the only one on that, I think that was by design. Like, I feel like she wanted to go on there by herself because she already thinks that she could star of her own the actual show. So she's like, I don't need no other bitch with me. So yeah.
Oh. Well, what I will say, am I stepping on your toes, Ricky?
no, go ahead, babe.
No, what I was going to say is I heard through the grapevine, I don't know how true this was, but Lisa Rinna was also invited, but Rinna could not make it. I know that they went ahead and replaced some of the other ladies throughout the show, which I'm sure we may or may not speak of, but I think we will. For some reason, they just didn't add a replacement for Beverly Hills. And, those ladies, have a busy schedule for the most part. So I think that may be why. But Kyle Richards, I don't see it for her in Beverly Hills, and I didn't see it all the way for her in the Turks and the Caicos. Catch that dirt. Who do we have? And that's that on that, honey. Let's go ahead and talk about another one. Someone who I was pleasantly surprised by was Miss Teresa Giudice. She is the OG of New Jersey. And what did you guys think about what Teresa brought to the table? Excuse me.
Listen, Teresa, oh my God. It was so weird watching Teresa because low-key, let's be honest, the last 3 seasons of Jersey, no one's been liking Teresa. Like, let's just be honest. Like, Teresa was causing drama. She was getting girls to put the other girls' hair. She was, not owning up to her things, forgetting what she said on camera. It was kind of like very, like, in the same place that I have Ramona, I had Teresa.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Wait,
I'm not gonna let you do it.
no, let me finish.
Please finish.
I really think that Teresa was all over the place in previous seasons. And watching her on Ultimate Girls Trip was like, oh my God, love can really change you. Like, a man can do anything, child, because she is just a sweetheart. In my opinion.
I think Teresa came to vacation. I think she was on vacation. She was enjoying her vacation, a little down to the food, down to the cocktail. She really wasn't interested in setting the pace drama-wise. But this is the similar critique that I have of Kyle, where it's easy to be that in your own franchise. But let's see how you spar amongst, I think this was really a part, like who the real OGs. We can't really tell because Miss Lanithia wasn't there, but
come on.
We'll never know. We'll never really know. But I think, it was nice to see Teresa in a drama-free light and really just coast and chill. But my critique of her is similar to Kai, where I feel like she was there existing and enjoying the fun for the most part.
Right. I think Teresa wanted to, air quotes, have turtle time. Just relax, be breezy on the beach, and just no drama. And she felt comfortable because remember, she kept on saying, oh, I feel so different, like compared to when I'm on my own show, I feel like no one has my back, etc. And I think she just found comfort in the women and she really liked them. She and Kenya even got along great. She was just so chill and relaxed on her Yamasei. And I really don't think she went there to tussle with anybody. And Melissa wasn't given tussle. So Teresa was bored, honey. She was bored.
Yeah, I feel like she came on there just wanted to show like a different side of herself. And I think that's the great thing about being with other people, because they do bring out other personalities that you have. So I was actually excited to see her be this way, because on her show, I'm like, sometimes, listen, just chill out, like stop letting these girls get your panties in a bunch, right? So like, I feel like she really did a good job. Now there was a couple of times she did get a little rowdy with Ramona, but overall, like she was like a loving mother on the show. So yeah, I liked her.
For me, Teresa, it reminded me a lot of season 1 Teresa. So when Teresa says that she's never enjoyed a season on her show, I totally believe it, because if you watch first season Teresa, up until someone told her to pay attention, please. She was a fun-loving girl. She just wanted to get some bubbies and loving her husband, her 3 daughters. And I think that is who she is to the core of her, a Jersey girl, big hair,
family,
likes to have a lot of fun. And Wellington, let me tell you something, Wellington. That is your opinion, but thank gosh that your opinion is not mine, because I don't see the correlation.
Period to that.
I don't see the correlation between Teresa Giudice and an alleged Ramona. I
agree with that.
What?
And with that, there's a big difference between that and that. But moving forward, we're going to go ahead and knock out someone who absolutely matters not in the equation, Melissa Gorga. Speaking of riding coattails, what do you guys think about Melissa Gorga?
Oh my God, you're so crazy. Riding cocktails takes me back to Potomac. Melissa, I feel like going back to what Kay, I think, said it about Ricky said that Teresa came for vacation. I feel like Melissa did the same thing. I feel like Melissa just came for a vacation. Honestly, she wasn't really down for the drama. She wasn't down for all of the chaos. She just wanted to have fun, meet new people, and stay under her housewife light. What do you guys think?
Well, she always gives vacation to me, so I don't.
Y'all gotta stop doing Melissa like that, y'all. Y'all gotta stop it.
It's
like her.
slipping out of
Nice
the mud.
gowns, very nice gowns.
I would say this: Melissa is like that friend that you have in the group to like buffer. She's the buffer, and that's it. She doesn't bring and she doesn't cause. Like it's just Melissa is just there, the buffer. However, I felt like she kept on trying to like poke a little bit at Teresa here and there, especially when on Arrival. I feel like Melissa, once again, she does not know loyalty, but I definitely do like how she got along with the other women in the house, because I don't think Melissa, again, can tussle. She's just not the tussle. She's the buffer.
Yeah, for me personally, I like Melissa. I don't have a problem with her, but y'all know I always like people that I don't like. So
yes, this is very true.
But I like Melissa. I actually loved her on this show, and I loved her and Kenya. Like I feel like they hit it off like automatically right out the gate. Like they was just like a match made in heaven. So I don't know. Like I love Melissa, and I feel like she was giving little digs at Teresa here and there, but hey, I feel like that's just their family dynamics, and that's gonna go on forever.
All right, now, Kay, I'm not gonna knock what you believe your version of heaven is, honey. But when I think of heaven, I do not think of Melissa Gorga. With that being said,
who do you think of, Dr. Heavenly?
Mary. He thinks of Mary.
Who? Dr. What?
They said you think about Mary Crosby, child. They say you down to the church.
Listen, don't come for her. She'll send Jesus after you. With that being said, let's get into someone a little bit more exciting on the register. The Countess Luann. What did we? Oh wait, I didn't get to say anything about Melissa Gorga. Melissa Gorga, girl. My favorite part about Melissa Gorga was, I want to say something nice. My favorite thing about Melissa Gorga on this show was that it is very clear. No, not the looks. It is very clear that Teresa knows how to ignore her. Moving along. Let's talk about the Countess Luann. What do we think about what the Countess Luann brought to the table?
I think that Luann gave me the same kind of situation with Teresa, where like I didn't like them in their franchise, but then coming into this show, Luann was a girl's girl. Luann was trying to get a tattoo. Luann was trying to mess with the concierge. Luann was trying to just do it all. Like she was arching back, hopping on Michael. Michael might be getting a divorce. I don't know, but Luann was out here just having fun. First of all, how many times did Luann flash her naked body to the cameraman?
I love it.
Just to the girls, and then it's Melissa like, girl, just show it to them, they're gonna blur her out anyways, like encouraging it. Like I was loving that. What do you think, Kay?
Me personally, I love Luann too. She does some cringe worthy things, but you know what, listen, I'm going to love Luann. I'm a corrector when she needs to be corrected, but I do think that she was definitely a girl's girl. I like the fact that she did not come on there and just like came with Ramona, right? Like she was open to new relationships and talking to the other girls and getting to know them. And I think that she really loved how they also had her back as well when it came to Ramona. So yeah, money can't buy you class, honey.
Sure can.
Elegance is learned.
Right. I mean, Luann was, I think, you have subsets of friends, and Luann is definitely a vacation friend. I would take herself on a vacation with me down to the Turks and Caicos and be touching on the boys. But I thought, she was a good time. It was comedic relief. She was fun. She was drunk. She was naked. And that's how you want to be when you're in Turks and Caicos. So
wait, she was drunk. I thought this was sober Luann. Like,
yeah, this is sober Luann.
Maybe she wasn't drinking. I don't know.
She was having frosé.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm sorry, Luann. I mistaked your mocktail.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think sober Luann is very similar to drunk Luann. The only difference is she's not falling into a bush and continuously saying, "Don't be all uncool." I definitely enjoyed her presence. It was needed. I definitely did feel the sense that she didn't want to while out too much, like with her words or like tussle with anybody. But she was definitely carefree. She was enjoying herself. She wasn't in the background where you forgot that Luann was on the show. She definitely, had her little moments, but sober Luann, I don't I like her. I like sober Luann.
Listen, Luann is definitely a good time on vacation. I'm still triggered by her behavior this past season on the Real Housewives of New York. But if there's any girl on any show that you may want to take with you on a vacation, it is going to be Luann de Lesseps. And so she was a good time. These actions are nothing new if you've been watching the Real Housewives of New York for a very long time. So the fact that she can be as as fun, undrunk as she is drunk, and you can't tell the difference, as we clearly have exhibited here on this show today, means that she is a good time. The only thing that I did not like, and I'm sure we may get into this later, I'm not sure or not, but I did not like her response to Teresa when Teresa was trying to defend her. I did not like that, but she redeemed herself by stealing Ramona's man, honey, which I loved. Steal it, honey. Steal that man.
The people the people in the comments saying Luann was messy, child.
It was messy, but guess what? She cleaned it right on up. She stole that person's man. With that being said, let's move right along. Luann was very messy in those comments. How y'all doing? Catherine was down in the comments. Let's move right along to 50 Cent. What do we think about 50 Cent? My goodness, honey.
Lord, listen, I when producing this, we picked this photo because that's the most she gave with the little red cup in her little confessional. Like Cynthia did not give. You think she gave? You think Cynthia gave?
Cynthia gave un copito, a little bit.
What? I feel like
this is my last rodeo.
Listen, I feel like at the beginning, Cynthia, she was cute, whatever. Then when she was trying to hold people accountable, and her even bringing it up to Kenya at the beach, I was with her up until that part. Then she was lingering in this drama, and everybody was just like, "Girl, nobody's thinking about that anymore. Like, move on." And she was sitting by herself. She was on her phone. She was putting herself in that position. That's why for me, she kind of like flapped towards the last half of the season. I don't know. I could be wrong.
That she didn't give what was supposed to have gave, or are you saying she didn't give content? Because she gave content.
She gave content, but she then misused the content she was giving. Does that make sense? Like, she gave the content at the beginning, which I was here for, but then when she prolonged the drama towards the end, I was like, I'm over this. Like, I'm over this. I don't know. Ricky, what you think?
Yeah, in the words of Nene Leakes, I'm glad Cynthia's found her backbone.
Hey, Kim Zoe said, woo, Cynthia's got a backbone.
I think it's interesting that Cynthia still finds herself being a sidekick. I do think she gave. I just think, like Wellington said, it fell a little flat, but it was drama. It was more than we're used to seeing from Cynthia. So that's what I will say. I really will get into this person, I'm sure, soon. I really didn't like how Kenya treated Cynthia, and I wish that Cynthia advocated for herself a little better. And I was disappointed in the way that she kind of backed down from that. So
I agree.
I think 50 Cent, she sometimes, I feel like Cynthia wants to be rah-rah, but she gets like, she doesn't give the, she gives a, that's it. Right. Like, and that's exactly what she gave on this season. It was just a little bark. Like, you were mad, but you didn't turn up a little bit. you were so upset, but the energy was always like off in the wind somewhere. It was never direct. Like, and that's the thing with Cynthia. Cynthia will go around the world before she gets direct. And the one time she got direct, she killed somebody. But we won't go there. But I feel like Cynthia needs to be an OG, you know, and give. Like, I'm just tired.
Ooh, I do not agree with y'all.
It'd be like snooze fest. But I do think Cynthia is gorgeous to look at.
Oh my God, that's
Very nice guy.
And when Cynthia gets ready to have fun, she has fun. And I did like how she tried to, you know, put some common sense into Ramona. I really like that. But I didn't get the disconnect between her and Kenya at all. I'm still trying to understand where did it even come from, or if it was fake or made up for the show. But I wanted Cynthia to be 56, maybe, you know, tussle. I keep on saying tussle, but I wanted some tussle.
Katie, okay, what did you want?
I mean, listen, Cynthia is Cynthia, right? Like, I mean, I feel like she did what she did any other time, right? Like, and then this is her last rodeo, so I'm just like, she just came on there like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all this, and then I'm going on about my business. However, I will say Cynthia was great up until she did that Cynthia Bailey Barley, what the Cynthia Bailey, whatever
the Bailey
cute thing. And you know, she allowed the girls to be like, oh no, we're not gonna answer those questions. After that, that's when she was just like, oh, I'm over this. And I think it was because Kenya didn't have her back. Kenya was like, oh yeah, I agree. These questions are shady. Or she showed up an hour late to her friend's event, and then she went and got food when everybody else was waiting for her. So that's where her and Kenya started to disconnect that. And I think that she allowed that to contradict how everything else went the rest of the time there. And that was unfortunate.
Real quick, Che, say hi to the people. They down to the comments saying hi, Che. They eating you up in the comments, child.
Right, they love Che in the comments.
Let me tell you one thing about these comments. Hey, everybody in the comments. But one thing about it, I do not care. This is my opinion, and when you want to have your opinion, you get up on this show and you have one. Okay, it is late in Atlanta. But good night. With that being said, I want to say I totally disagree with you guys about Cynthia. I don't care who has to say what they want to say. I thought that Cynthia gave content. Now, what she gave was very much Les Miserables, honey. She was very miserable, darling, down to the trip. She was a wet blanket down to the trip, but she gave. And so I cannot take away the wet blanket that she gave. I just don't want to sleep on her.
Name one thing she gave, Chase.
She gave multiple fights. She gave us fights with Melissa Gorga, fights with Kyle, fights with Ramona, fights with Kenya. She gave. And she was annoying, but here's what I think about that, right? You have huge personalities. You have Ramona, you have Teresa, you have Luann, you have Kenya, and then you have Cynthia. So like when everybody on the island is crazy, it's 5 people that are crazy, and you're the 6th person, the 7th person, and you actually are not crazy. It's a whole lot easier to make you look like you're crazy as opposed to everyone else who actually is. So that's what I think about Cynthia. Toodaloo, she's given us the Bailey Bowl, the Bailey Q. The only thing left was the Barnum and Bailey Circus, honey. So please take the bag and leave. Thank you. You will be missed, and thank you for your contributions. With that being said, let's wrap this up. Let's get into the biggest two, and we're going to do these two together because they were the king and queen, or the queen and the queen, or the they and the them of this show, Miss Ramona and Miss Kenya. What do we think about Ramona and Kenya, you guys?
Listen, Ramona, I have nothing new, no new feelings. Ramona is just the same person all the time, so I have no new feelings. I knew it was like kind of like, are you okay when she like started going up on Kenya on the airplane? But I was like, whatever. This is Ramona. I'm used to it. She's crazy. Kenya, on the other hand, listen. I remember I used to talk to you guys way back then when she was in Dancing with the Stars, and I was saying, oh my God, I'm loving this new side of Kenya. She's fun. She's happy. She looks like she's in a good place. And then watching her in this show, it went back to the same Kenya that I know and don't like. So that's all I got to say about Kenya. She brought it. She showed up to work. And Melissa Gorga said that on her podcast. She said, listen, many can say a lot of things about Kenya, but she shows up and she's like, okay, let's go. Let's go. So I do appreciate a girl that stirs the pot because that's needed. But I think that, they played their part. They played the part that they play on their actual franchises. I didn't see a new side. And it was weird for me to see her come with Cynthia and then kind of like, oh, there's new girls in town. Girl, you go over there while I chill with the new girls. Like, to me, that was kind of like bad friendish. But that's all I gotta say.
It was bad French, and it was another thing I won't say up here as to why that disappointed me. You know, Ricky could get on her pulpit, child, but I won't. I think that I was really disappointed in the way that Kenya treated Cynthia. It hurt my feelings watching because as a friend, right? If I'm doing something, you might check me on the side, like, hey, sister girl, I don't think this is going over, but you're not going to join in with the strangers to antagonize its fail or to show up to my event an hour late and do all those things. You're supposed to be my good sister girl. So you should have been on not only on time, but early helping me out. You know what I'm saying? You should have been encouraging. Like, no, it's no, we going to put a positive spin on it. It ain't negative, y'all. Just participate, give it a chance. And so that really rubbed me the wrong way. Also, I think what's interesting about I don't see it for Ramona. I never have. Both her, I never saw for Kenya. I just want to make that clear in the audience. I think that one thing Kenya going to do is come to work, and that's what she's going to do. She's going to give us moments. She's going to give us something to talk about. Ramona the same. The only thing that Ramona was the same, and she was problematic. I don't think Kenya is the type of read that would have cut Ramona the way she needed to be cut in this show. So she needs to have a Nene read or a Karen read because the aggressive, because it's a certain victimhood that Ramona could get into that you have to know how to read above that. You know what I mean? And I don't think as much as Kenya was on her, like, girl, stop playing with me. Like, I see. I don't think she had the
she let her lower pool, I think.
Yeah, she lost her cool, and I just, she's a legend, but she's no icon. And
oh my goodness,
she said it.
Oh my
heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's just community terms, though, Katie, and that's community terms, girl.
No, girl. I'm gonna disagree, but I agree with the Ramona part. Let's talk about that first. I think with Ramona is antagonizing, and she doesn't watch her mouth. And from the very beginning, she called Kenya a bitch and all these other things, and she wasn't having it, or I should say the B word. She wasn't having it, and Kenya went off. Kenya was not liking that at all. They're not friends. We all know you can't call somebody that's not your homegirl that, right? And they take it the same way. I think with Ramona antagonizing, kept on calling Kenya Portia and all these other things, and she wasn't having it. So Kenya came with that raw energy. And this is where I'm going to agree with you, Ricky. With how to approach Ramona, the way in which Kenya did, it was never going to work at all. And like you said, she quickly became a victim, and I'm surprised she didn't drag it out more. She checked herself and apologized, etc. But I'm really surprised she did not use those YT tears and dragged it and made it a whole thing, because Kenya definitely lost her cool and should have never went there at all with that woman. And my thing with Kenya on this whole show is, I think Kenya sometimes overreacts, and she's one of my faves, but sometimes she overreacts. And overreacting, I mean, self-control is super important, especially when you're amongst people you don't really know or you mess around with a lot. You have to have self-control. And I feel like on this show, she didn't have that much self-control. We always see her have her good reads in Atlanta and know how to go back and forth with all the other women there. But something seemed very off with her. And I don't know if maybe whatever she was going through with Mark or whatever, she was a little bit more ready to fight. But I don't know. Kenya definitely did not come like the normal Kenya that I love and adore on this particular show. And the people that she got into it with, back and forth with, seemed wildly odd to me. But again, her relationship with Melissa and Teresa even, was so warm and nice to see. And we see the kind sides of Kenya, but I just, I don't know. Something was very off with my girl this time around, but maybe
I'll tell you what it is.
Ramona was antagonizing her.
I think it's because she was so focused on what was going on between her and Mark, like the divorce stuff, right? Because we see her, she had to go to court during this time period. And I think that may be what it was. Personally, I don't have anything to say about her or Ramona. Like, I mean, they are the same people they were on the show. I mean, on their own shows. I mean, it is what it is. But one thing I will say is I do not want to hear about this divorce no more. Next.
Girl.
All righty. Well, what I will say, I'm going to make it brief. I have to give Ramona credit, and I hate to do this, but she was such a horrible human being last season. She is a horrible human being, and I know that, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I wholeheartedly stand by that. She's a horrible person. And, listen, I think that for someone to be who she is and not care and not really be two-faced and continue to keep it trucking, that is a level of ignorance that has to be admired. And Kenya Moore, Kenya is as Kenya does, and Kenya is going to be who she is. Listen, I almost left out of my seat, or leaped, or whatever the word is, out of my seat when Kenya was about to grab on Miss Ramona, because that's what I want to see. Throw overboard! Throw the bitch overboard! Kenya, throw her off the boat, honey. I was thinking that. And so I'm glad Kenya got to touch her a little bit. And so sometimes you have to reach out and touch. With that being said, as one of my great four-founders would always say, let's get into the fashions, honey. Yes. Katie, and let's kick it with the ballistics. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of your favorites and least favorite looks. What do you think about the girls on vacation, darling?
Yes, Boogie. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I will say this. The girls I would rank them a solid 4.5 with the fashions.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
Very good.
I was really expecting resort wear, a little Poochie and Burberry swim. I was really expecting them to give, because they only had a few days. It's not that many bags to pack. It's just like they dropped the ball. They completely dropped the ball. However, let's get into it. Let's talk about Kyle. Kyle did it for me in this Bronx and Bronco all white look. She looked great. I think I would say Kyle gave us a little bit of a 7. She's really the reason why it was a 4.5. I'll give the whole cast that. Kyle came with a few pieces here and there. She was cute, but I wonder if she was cute amongst the other women because they dropped the ball, because in Beverly Hills, Kyle really does not give like that. Dorit always outshines her, and so does Erica. So I don't know, but Kyle looks super cute in this Bronx and Bronco look. I adored it. And then we could talk about Teresa. I think the girls brought it with the white looks. This is an Erica Pina dress, and I think Teresa looks so beautiful from head to toe here. Just super happy. Her hair is laid. I don't know, the boobies, like she would say, everything is in place. She just looks so fabulous. And what do you guys think about this look?
Honestly, I like it. I'm like, Teresa looked actually really good, and that all white, she looks beautiful. It gives me bride, and I loved it. Anybody else? Any thoughts?
Go ahead, Ricky. You were going to say?
No.
Okay. Well, I will say I don't have an opinion on Teresa's look. I think she looked well enough. But Kyle is one of those girls that reminds me of the girls who have all of the pieces, but don't know how to make them hit. Keep it moving.
Right.
Okay. No comment. Listen, the fashions were the fashion, child. I mean, it was like they threw something together and got on that plane and just said, "Just take me to Turks and Caicos." I would have just looking better than what they
put. Turks and Caicos, child. Let them get that what I got on.
I don't care what I will. Just put it in the bag.
Right. It seemed like Bravo called them at noon and it was like, you need to get on the jet at 5, and they were scrabbling. Kenya always brings it for me. Always brings it for me. And I don't know what happened at all. She looked K, but she wasn't given like she gives in Atlanta. She always looks so neat and fashionable, likable. But I don't know what happened. I really don't know. And the girls bought pieces, but it wasn't piecing. You know what I mean?
It wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting.
It wasn't hitting. But let's talk about the cast photo, right? The woman. First of all, Ramona, you've already wore this look on television. Why are you wearing it on a big ad all across the country? You wore this look sitting next to Dorit on Watch What Happens Live. We know you got a little coin now. Come on, girl. You got it all. I think Cynthia looks absolutely fabulous amongst the women in this cast photo. I mean, what else? She's a model. She's a superstar. She looks great. Kyle's dress is so cute on her. And I would say even Melissa looks darling, but I don't know. Luann is giving Angelina Jolie, but I don't know what happened. They completely dropped the ball. Do you guys have any opinions on the cast photo?
Listen, from the cast photo, as a unison, they look cute, but like I said, like Kay, they got a call and said, let's go to Turks and Caicos, and they just went like this, and we're out. So it's cute. It's whatever. It's whatever for me.
So from one cast to the next.
I'm sorry.
I said one cast to the next, they just look the same.
That was all right, child. Ricky, you got something to say before we pass it over to Nabuki Duke Wellington to see what's going on with the OGs and the OC?
Child, it looked like they, was relaxing. So let's see that.
They look like 90s wallpaper. 90s, like, everybody had that beige and that. Anyway, go ahead, y'all.
They came to relax, but the outfits were relaxed.
Okay.
It was terrible. But that's my thoughts on all the looks for this season. I hope the next season the girls bring it. But pass it on to you, Chase.
Yes, Wellington, please tell us what's going on with some of the juiciest peaches on Bravo. What's going on with the Mookie Dukes out in the Orange County, darling?
You already know Orange County is back for season 16. It's a revamp. We have 2 new housewives. We have Heather coming back. And the show, even though it's been 2 episodes, another episode comes on tonight, it's been giving. I do have a clip that I want you guys to see, so pay attention to this.
Are you kidding me right now, Gina? I have to talk to you, Heather. I don't want to hurt anybody in this world. And when you kept telling me that Nicole was your friend, I said, I think I know her, but it can't be that girl because the Nicole that I knew told me that she was in a lawsuit with Terry. So that doesn't make sense to me that they would.
Hopefully we almost done. I'm over this. I'm ready to pipe it up.
Child.
What is going on,
Child. Listen, Shannon was being messy, and she is doing the usual Lisa Vanderpump. I put the seed, and I let the other girls carry it. That's all I'm going to say. Ricky?
Yeah.
Ricky, let me talk for you, honey. Because listen, Wellington, heck no, I'm not even going to allow. I don't even like Shannon, but I'm not going to allow you to put that on her. What Shannon was doing was trying to put 2 and 2 together to figure out who this woman was. It was not her fault that Miss Gina, who wanted to get in good with Heather and Heather's money, and took that to the party. She didn't have to. I mean, all she said was, hey, I'm trying to figure out who this girl is. Is this the same girl that sued him back in the day? That's all she said. That's all she said. I don't think that she was dropping anything. Like, everybody knew that she was trying to figure out who this girl was because it was a different last name. Again, I think Gina trying to step it up.
One thing they're going to do is make an excuse, child.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to have
hold on. First of all, it is a sad day in reality TV land when I have to agree with Kay.
Yes, come on.
I don't know what to do, child. I don't know what to do.
Let me
So Kay was, for me, Kay spitting facts. Kay was spitting facts.
Thank you.
Nope. I'm gonna have to disagree.
Feel right saying
Let me
that.
tell you why I'm gonna have to disagree. Because
Why do you have to disagree?
if you've been watching the OC from day one, you know these women are all about reading in between the lines. Let me tell you something. Shannon Storm Bador, she does the math and she crosses all her T's and dots all her I's. She knew who Jen was. For sure. She even knew Jen's current name. But let me tell you with Shannon, you know how Erica had said Lisa Vanderpump snipes from the side? Shannon will snipe from the side and then run and throw some bricks and then come back and be like, hey, did anybody get hurt? That's Shannon. And she knows Gina is a yappy, little chihuahua, when she wants to be. And she knows Gina was going to carry that bone right back to Heather. And one thing about Heather Bador, she stops everything as soon as it comes to her door, okay? She checks it at the gate, and she does not care. Shannon knew what she was doing. Notice she called Emily and asked Emily, can you do the research? After she knows she already done the research. She already knew who this was, okay? Case. She knows. If you've been watching Shannon from day one, Shannon is an investigator. She knows. She put all this together and just didn't. Let me tell you something. Remember when she said in Heather's house, I believe, they're planning on taking down the Badors or whatever.
I believed it.
She was trying to find a way to come back to Heather all nice and cutesy, and then she also wanted to get back at Heather, and this was it. Shannon does her research. She's not stupid. I refuse to.
But is this really trying to take them down? No, this is not giving trying to take them down. This is giving. Well, I was friends with somebody for 10 years.
I can't take it.
She knew what she was doing, and she knew who to give it to. You notice she said, "Swear to secrecy, please don't say anything."
No.
That's what we need.
That's enough propaganda, Katie.
That's what we need. Katie
I don't know if you don't lost your mind, but I'm gonna help you find it, okay? Because not only have you lost your mind, but Gina finally got her edges done, finally got that hair fixed this season, and has done lost her mind. If I tell you something and I tell you not to tell nobody, and then you just feel so compelled that you have to tell somebody who you've only known for 5 freaking minutes,
right?
Tell some of this blame too. Yes, Shannon may or may not have known. I don't know her like that to know what Storms is up to. But what I do know is Storms was not alone and ruining that ladies' event, okay? Not only this, what kind of friend are you, Miss Heather Dubrow? Because you knew that it was some tea, and you're going to sit and wait. Girl, who are you? You're not Queen of Sheba. I don't have to prove nothing to you. You know that girl sued your husband. Funny. When I saw that scene, all bets were off. They are all horrible humans. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm glad I caught myself because I'm going to say something down to these people run down, and I don't want to do it to you, Mookie. But what I will say is this, okay? Let me get it right. What I want to say is, collectively, they all were messy. They all played a part of it. And if Heather wants to only be mad at Shannon and not side-eye someone and wonder why they felt so compelled to tell me this after I've only known you for 5 minutes, if you're not loyal to her and you've known her for 5 years, and you're going to be loyal to me in 5 minutes, I'm going to side-eye you too. So I have to side-eye Heather because why aren't you side-eyeing the intentions behind Gina with that fried hair and Emily thinking she the biggest, baddest wolf on the show? I want to say this, Wellington, and I'm going to kick it back to you, my man. Wellington, where is Nicole's orange? Because Nicole is the one I like to see because Emily is only a 20 minutes girl, and I've only known you for 20 minutes. And that goes down history.
I'm glad that you say that because there's actually I just want you guys to see this clip this is the sneak peek that we're giving you guys for tonight's episode that airs at 9 p.m. Go ahead.
Okay. I told you girls that I could trust, who I made promise that if this were the case, they would never be uttered because it isn't appropriate. But I will take full blame for it because I shouldn't have trusted and I should have said it.
I understand where you're coming from, and I can see it, Shannon, when you look at me, that you're sincere. I will tell you, I forgive you.
Thank you.
Do you think you're going to talk to Heather?
I did, and I reached out asking her to get together.
I don't care to adjudicate your behavior over the past few weeks via text.
nor do I have time in my schedule to listen to more of your rhetoric.
She has no interest in getting together with me. I'm owning my part. Is anybody else owning their part? Nicole, are you owning your part of, maybe I should have communicated to my friend of 6 years that, oops, yeah, I sued you. And Gina, are you owning your part that you and only you destroyed a dinner party?
Sure. Listen, that is for not even next week. That is tonight at 9 p.m. Make sure to go catch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Real Housewives of Orange County tonight, 9 p.m. That's your little preview from the reality rundown. Kay, take it away with Salt Lake City. Hayden.
Okay, so let's get back into things in the snowy mountains, y'all, because Jen Shaw made her appearance back on screen, and ain't nobody picking up the phone but Heather Gay. What y'all think?
Honestly, I thought that Jen Shaw being back on the show after her arrest, I was shocked, but I was here for it. And actually, I think we have a clip for her first part with talking to Heather. So take a look, guys. Shaw.
I
Jen
cannot
Shaw.
even believe Jen Shaw is filming. What do you guys think?
Not K Crunch.
I'm giving my
you
Academy
crying?
Award, Academy Award winning scene like Jen was doing.
Literally.
Does that go down in history of great Academy Award winning themes such as quads? Don't do this to me. This is my life.
I'm dead.
Bravo got the actresses, my love. Bravo has it going on down to the actress department.
I think that next week we're gonna see something when they actually get back together. We're gonna see something that it's interesting. Like, how would you guys feel if like your friend was arrested and all of this was happening, and then you have like a whole sit down dinner, for the first time ever? And I don't know. For me, it would just be super awkward. I'm not here for it. But the ladies do sit down with them next week, and I believe we also have a clip for that. This is your Salt Lake City sneak.
Yes, Jen. Yes.
I have one comment. And that is, yo, you really playing the victim. Like, you really make like. It's crazy how like she literally flipped the entire situation during her confessional to make it seem like somehow they're doing something to her. Like, to me, that's incredible.
They were
being picked. Like, if you my sister girl, I'm gonna tell you how they did something too. I'm not saying talking about the lady is wrong. If we have friends and Wellington, they kick in your door now and take you away and cuff sister, I'm gonna call Chase like, girl, I don't know what's that about.
You're right. You're right. I sent her right there.
But they calling lawyers and oh my God, and doing all the stuff that friends don't do when friends are in crisis or accused of something. And so I think they all were in cahoots. They wanted Jen. Meredith wanted Jen to suffer, and then they fell in line. And that's what it is. So don't sit at the table acting like, oh my God, oh my God. Like, no, we was talking about your sister. You got locked up down to the Sam, and we were talking about you.
Like she would have been doing if the shoe was on the other foot.
Right.
She would have. She's done it.
But they're arguing at the table talking about who talked about how Moore was stupid, and Mary is such a black church auntie like a dog. Aunties will talk about you like a dog, like she ain't got no man, and her kids don't be having no socks on. And this is my sweet baby, so whatever.
But
she made that potato salad, but she don't wash her hands.
Y'all, Jen lives so far up in the clouds in Salt Lake that she tends to forget that these women aren't her friends. They're not her friends. And they're gonna kiki and chat about her, but she's so desperate and wants friendship with all of them. And Heather seems to be the only one that, might be in cahoots with Jen, but Jen is looking for sympathy and empathy where she's not going to get it. And it's just like, bruh. And she's so in denial. Girl.
Listen. That was the sneak peek for last week. For next week, make sure you catch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City next Sunday, right after Portia Family Matters show. Because instead of giving them the 8 o'clock one, they just kept them in the same spot. Anyways, make sure you catch that next week on Sunday. And let's move on. Let's move on to running down the tea. Every week, we're going to take some headlines from the realityrundown.com and the Reality Rundown Instagram page that are buzzing, and we're going to talk about them here on our show. Today, I picked the one and only true topic that people are talking about today, and is this Nene situation, guys. I want you guys to see this video that was sent to us. Just watch. Child.
I am
Now, one thing
I'm not.
One thing I'm gonna say, I was about to say she probably was just a little 2 shades to the wind, down to her club, had enjoying a little, nice little salt and pepper. But then I looked and saw Shamia and Portia to the left, and I thought they got her a man, honey. They got her.
And you know them two definitely got her, man.
They passing out the Afrikaans.
Why they don't get Lauren one? Oh.
I'm just shocked.
You get an African. You get an African. You get an African.
Wait, how come Lauren don't got a man like Chase said? Why they don't give Lauren a man?
Hello.
Oh no.
You know what? I am totally all right if Nene has a new, okay? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not like Greg suddenly passed away. This is something they have been dealing with for years. Greg, I think, told her on her deathbed, don't quote me, but she did state that he's told her that he didn't want her to be alone. I think that, when you're in love or you're married to someone and you're with someone and you watch them deteriorate and you watch them pass away, it gives you time to, at least seek closure. So anytime that someone ends up with someone not too long thereafter, I don't find fault in that. And I'm happy for her. Hopefully this will take her mind off of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because our dear Andy says it ain't happening, Captain. So
Oh, he gonna be calling back one of these days.
From what I heard, he's calling back now.
He said that he's not picking up no phone calls anytime soon, child, but that's all. I don't know. I know what I do know is that Kay, you have the last segment of the night. Go ahead.
And it's my turn to talk about the Reality Rundown Weekly Awards. Listen, every week we're going to nominate the shadiest, the most improved, and the rising stars of the shows, right? So I'm going to come and I'm going to bring you some nominees. We're going to discuss those nominees. Everybody can give their opinions. And then, you in the comments can also drop a line and let us know which you think is the shadiest. So let's get into it, Wellington. So for the shadiest award this week, I chose to go back a little bit further and choose Phaedra, because we know that she's coming up on the Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2. So I can't wait to see how she'll be there. Of course, I chose the shadiest of them all, Nene. And then newcomer Karen as the shadiest reality TV star. So what do you guys think about these nominees?
Listen, we're going to vote real quick. And all I got to say is shadiest, the peach. It's a peach holder. And it was hard to pick between Nene and Phaedra. But I will say Phaedra. Next.
Okay. Who you got, Ricky?
I'm still walking around Puerto Rico looking for a studio to go drop some heat. It's always going to be Nene, the girl. Phaedra is a contender. I think Phaedra is hilarious. She can read you with just a sound effect, and that is pure and true talent. But it's always going to be Nene Leakes for me. In that order: Nene, Phaedra, Karen.
All right, real quick, Katie, and then Chase, tell us who you got out of the bunch.
Definitely Nene. And that video y'all just showed is shady enough.
I see. Here we go. I'm a guy about semantics, so I'm going to go based off of who is currently on television throwing shade. I'm going to give it to Karen because of that, because she is the one currently on our
Was that
screen.
a read?
However, no, it was a read for one, but not for all. Catch that dirt. Because I don't give Phaedra anything in any library. Phaedra cannot read. She cannot throw shade. The only thing she can do is rehearse her lines and speak poetry, because that girl is not a reader or a shader to me, honey. Shade is what it is, and it's not Phaedra, and that's that on that. What you want to do? What you want to do?
Well,
You
we're
want some of
gonna
this?
pedal on. We're gonna pedal on, not to the sperm bait, but to the most improved
Oh my
housewife.
God.
And the most improved housewife nominees for this week, we have Emily from OC, we have Wendy from Potomac, and we have Meredith from Salt Lake City. What do you guys think?
Most improved, I would definitely say from these three girls, Emily, just because this season she came with new energy. She looks better, and she's in the drama in the beginning. I feel like I liked how Wendy came, but there was also some her fight with Mia kind of turned me off on her, because you're judging someone for the same thing that you literally opened the show with. And Meredith, I'm not saying that she didn't improve, but she's been good season 1 and she's been good season 2.
I'm gonna say the space in between all three women is the most improved, because Wendy does not give any type of improvement. Emily just wanted to be loud and rah in the lady's house, and Meredith, she's so monotone. Even when she's doing something, it's just so dry. I can't. So I'm gonna give it to the space in between all three of them.
Chase, Ricky, y'all got an opinion?
Yeah, so for me, it's never going to be Wendy until Wendy apologizes to Monique, and I'm standing on it. Wendy is definitely everything that she thinks social media wants her to be. With a real Wendy, either use those degrees or pop her butt, but be you. Whatever you're going to do, be you, boo. I don't think I've met the real Wendy, so I can't say that she's improved anything. Emily, you got read up by a girl that's not even on the main cast, child. You got 20 minutes, girl. So you have not approved, girl. That girl ate you up. Big up to Nicole, baby. Nicole ate Big Emily up, baby. Do you hear me? So I'm going to have to go with Meredith. She's more engaged this season. She's not always disengaging. And I actually am very, very afraid of Meredith Mark. So, Meredith.
I love it.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I
believe it, baby.
I think that Wendy's looks improved.
Okay.
Listen. I might have to nominate some of us for the shadiest next week.
Right.
You know what I like
to a rising star of the week. The nominees are Kathy Hilton from Beverly Hills. We also have the cast of Real Housewives of Miami, and then we have Lisa from Salt Lake City. Out of these, who do you guys think has the Rising Star Award this week?
Honestly, for me, it's Sutton all the way through. She carried her season when she was a friend of. She carried her season last season when she was an actual full-time. Sutton. Rising star. And she rose to the occasion and she got her diamond. Rising star. She rose to the occasion and she got her diamond. Chase, don't give me that, Chase, because you know that's true.
No, I'm not being funny. I love, everybody knows, wait, time out. I'm not shading who you chose, but I'm shading who you chose. I am a slut, and everybody knows I love Sutton, honey. But I thought Kay just said Kathy Hilton. So is it Kathy or is it Sutton?
It's Sutton.
Okay, I heard Kathy Hilton, so I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, I nominate the girl right there in the pink, Sutton. I nominate her as the Rising Star. Next.
And again, I'm looking at the space where Adriana's arm is at, because I don't know, Sutton. I feel like Sutton backed down too much for me. Like, girl, what was the lady's name was coming at her? Crystal. You backed down. A Rising
She should have backed down though, Katie, and she was wrong.
She was wrong, but let me tell you something. I could be wrong, but you're not gonna tell me I'm wrong. I could tell myself I'm wrong, but you're not gonna tell me I'm wrong, okay? And Sutton let that lady tell her over and over and over and over again she is dead wrong, and she ate it.
She was dead wrong, sister.
But
she was wrong.
Like, what you wanted to do? She was
everybody, even with Erica, even when Erica came for Sutton, she boo-hoo in the corner. No. Sutton is not a rising nothing, but she's beautiful and I like her. Me and Chase, you know, we ride for Sutton, but Sutton is not no rising star. If anybody photo Adriana, Sutton, Lisa, again, it's the space between Adriana's arms because Lisa too. Like, I don't know what Lisa's doing on Salt Lake City with the women, especially Whitney. Like, what is happening? Like, it's a lot of confusion.
She rising to the occasion.
Yeah, and I mean, Adriana can't be a rising star, baby, because you let what's her face come back. What's that lady's name in Miami come back? Larsa come back and still in a spot. So you not a rising nothing, honey. Sorry. Not sorry.
Ricky?
I'm just gonna go with our Miami girls because I hope that their season does well.
Yeah.
Same.
I love Sutton, and that's that. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna go with Lisa Barlow. Lisa Barlow. Big Gulp Barlow, as one of our good homies, Jay likes to call her Big Gulp. She brings it. Like, I want for her to next season, because I think this season is the first season where she's finally realizing, like, oh my God. I think like every time that Lisa opens her mouth in a fight or anything, she reminds me of that Phaedra quote. My page is like, now I'm the daggone villain. Like, I think it's starting to click her, like, Lisa Barlow, you are the villain girl. I just need Lisa Barlow to walk in it. If Lisa Barlow walks into that thing, season 3, it's curtains for you, girl.
Yep.
Curtains, because she is messy. And I hope that she can find it within herself to take down bad weather, because I'm sick of Whitney's crap. Go ahead, guys.
When I could see a real tear from Lisa, then I'll buy it.
Yeah, that's why I like her. She's fake. Let me not say that. She's doing what needs to be done down in the Salt Lake. So that's what I'm going with Lisa Barlow.
I would agree.
Absolutely. I agree. Lisa Barlow. I love her.
Oh my God. See, I ain't say all that.
Well, I love her because of what she's doing, but I hate her at the same time because she's not taking accountability for it. But anyway, these are our awards for this week. Of course, if you have any nominees for next week, you know, hit us up at the Reality Rundown in our inbox. We're happy to take a look at those. I will send it back over to you, Wellington, for you to wrap this thing up.
Well, guys, thank you so much for premiering and coming into the premiere of Reality Right After episode 1. Today we discussed so many things. I am so happy to be with my superstar hosting panel. And the Reality Rundown will air every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So make sure that you guys find us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And if you miss the live stream, the next day, we're on the podcast channel. So you can go also wherever you hear your podcast, you can also go and listen to the show. Thank you so much. We love you. Stay being the fans that you are. And until next week.
See y'all later, Spooky Dukes.
Bye, babe.